Hello and welcome to One North Maine, BCA's magazine show, Brockton's magazine show, where we profile people, places, and events that make this city, our city, great. I'm Jay Miller, your host, and today we are celebrating One North Maine's 333rd episode. So we will be covering people, places, and events, but it's all around the number 3. Tres, trois, three. Should be quite a ride. We're going to go back in time, learn a little bit about the impact of Thomas Edison in Brockton. Intriguing. We're going to celebrate the great life and the legacy of Wayne McCallister. We'll cover a triathalon, and there'll be some more surprises along the way. So, grab your umbrella, sit back, relax, and see what your community, the City of Champions, has to offer. Hey, I'm driving here! Traffic signals, green, yeah, yellow, hit the pedal, and red. All right, there's another 3 for you. We are going over by City Hall because there's an interesting building that some of you might not know about. It's called the Edison Building, and it's called that for a reason. Let's head on down. Can you beat that for a ringtone? We'll head over to the Metro South Chamber of Commerce, 60 School Street, to check out some awesome artifacts related to Edison and his time in Brockton. Chris Cooney was there to greet us, and he had one incredible artifact related to the 3-wire system.
So Jay, this is a piece of the original 3-phase underground utility that Thomas Edison installed in the city of Brockton in 1881. They opened the first circuit after construction here in 1883, so it was a 2-year process. And so there's a piece of the original 3-phase underground utility, the first in the nation. So this is the utility underground for the Thomas Edison Building. This was, as you can see, the nerve center for a lot of the electrical conduit in the downtown of Brockton. You can see all the old bays here, the old metal doors that sealed, the electrical connections. Now it's being used for storage, of course, but at the time, these were all connections within the city.
The chamber is connected to a big part of Brockton history. As you can see, it looks like we have 2 different buildings that are connected to each other. That's because we've arrived at the Old Colony Planning Council, the original Edison Building, erected in 1883. The outside of the building is gorgeous, but man, the inside is awe-inspiring. The building must be preserved, and look at the chimney, just like it was 1883, and Edison and his team were creating a system that would impact the world for generations to follow. The inside of this building is incredible. The outside is just as fascinating. Executive Director of the Old Colony Planning Council, Pat Chiaramella, gave us some history on the building, its origins, and what's happened over the years.
if you look at this is what I think is the original building. Okay, we go over there in the corner, see? All the granite footing along the building.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this door is the same one, because there's a couple of doors here.
Yeah.
But the windows are the same arches up on top, see it?
Yeah.
Same arches, the granite all along here. Both the windows. You can tell the old stuff compared to the new stuff. See, this is granite on the bottom of the windows. Altogether, there were like 4 separate phases of building this building over the years, and that spanned from 1883 to 1927. And actually, they still use that substation over there. National Grid still uses that controls the whole downtown area, because that's where all the underground wiring.
Right,
that
the
was
underground, right.
And that was the time that they switched from direct, which was all done here, from direct current to alternating current, which was a lot more stable, and you can bring it further out. You can see it here. There's 1, 2, 3, which is the 3 bays here. And it has the windows. The only difference I see, it might have been a door here, because look, granite, cement. This was done later on. So there might have been a door here, because you can see it's a little bit different, the brick layout on the top.
Ain't gonna rain no more. We don't know about that, but what we do know is the number 3 is related to communication, sensitivity, and creativity. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You are watching BCA, Brockton Community Access. Excellence in public, education, and government programming. Okay, as I traverse this crazy traffic in a sluggish day, a rainy day, little known fact about Brockton. In fact, I might be the first to reveal it. If you add up all of the streets, roads, avenues, and drives in the city of Brockton and subtract all of the other roadways, guess what number you get? That's right, people. 333. Coincidence? Probably. Whoa! Easy there. Don't people use the crosswalks? Earlier, we visited the Edison Building and all its rich history. Well, there's some history here as well at the BCA Building on 1 North Main Street. Yes, behind me is an original Edison light. Fascinating. Its simplicity is its brilliance. Let me show you how it works. So, Edison was at the Edison Building. He also did some work over at the fire department on Pleasant Street, the first station with electricity in our country, and he was here at BCA. What does that add up to? 1, 2, 3.
We're back, and numbers is the name of the show. We've made our final round, and our contestant has survived. John, with the middle name John,
Yep, as a child, I used to get ribbed all the time. John, John, John. I think my parents didn't like me.
You've done a great job today, sir. You drew numbers at the end of our speed round, and the number you drew was 3.
I think I'm ready. 3 is my favorite number.
John, we're going to ask you 3 simple true or false questions. If you answer them correctly, you'll move on to the big money. By the way, nice shirt. Question 1, true or false? Ziba Keith was the first mayor in the city of Brockton.
Ziba Keith was the first mayor of Brockton, and he was a 3-time mayor. He was the first, the 3rd, and the 7th mayor of the City of Champions.
Correct! Way to go, John, John, John. Question number 2. Brockton's average daily wind speed is 14.9 miles per hour.
That's a tough one. I know Brockton is windy. I'm going to say that number is false.
Correct again! It's not 14.9 miles per hour, it's 14.3 miles per hour. Second highest average wind speed in the United States of America. All right, John, take a deep breath. Adjust your helmet, and let's see if you can answer this true or false question. True or false? The Westgate Mall opened in 1963.
Westgate Mall is one of my favorite places. Westgate Lanes is my favorite place. That is true.
Correct! You've made it to big money! Way to go, John! Big money. John, this is simple. You will have 10 seconds, exactly 10 seconds, to rattle off any variation of the number 3. Let me give you an example. 3rd time's a charm. So any phrase or saying with the number 3 in it will be accepted. Also accepted, things in 3, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, as an example. You have 10 seconds to rattle off 8 answers. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
John, I'll give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go!
Past, present, future. 3 strikes and you're out. Beginning, middle, end. Oh, my brain builder helmet. Grant you 3 wishes. Birth, life, and death. Third anniversary is marked by leather. The 3rd anniversary.
Oh, so close. John, unfortunately, you came up short.
Jay, I bet you didn't know that when you celebrate your 3rd anniversary, it's marked by leather. I like leather.
As a consolation prize, we have a special gift for you.
Three flowers.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Now, back to more 1 North Main 333.
Hey, Joanne.
What?
Will you go on
What
the
is
seesaw
it?
with me?
Okay.
Yay! Three little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head.
Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed.
No doubt, Thomas Edison is a key part of our history here in Brockton. But the people that you don't see in the history books, that you don't read about, that, you know what, through the passage of time, are kind of forgotten about, well, those are the people that make a great impact and a real impact in our community. One of those people was the great late Wayne McCallister. Recently, there was a street named after him, specifically a way. Wayne touched a lot of lives. He was a Southeastern Regional School Committee member. He was a firefighter. He was a union member, but most of all, he was a true Brocktonian.
I just want to be remembered, even if it's negatively. Because whatever they say about me, they'll be talking about me, and that is in essence my legacy.
This sign will be here for generations to come.
My father would have been deeply moved by this honor. He often shared with me and my siblings stories of his childhood growing up on Turner Street. He spoke of members of the community looking out for him and his brothers and sisters and making sure they stayed out of trouble. But most importantly, how growing up in Brockton afforded them the opportunities that they might not have had elsewhere.
When I first ran for office, he was my opponent. But it was a joke because there was no debate. We just agreed on life as a principle and taking care of people. And he's forever. Prior to that and after, just never had a bad word for anybody, about anybody. I love him, and I'm sure that everybody here felt the same way.
Wayne's style was very quiet, very behind the scenes, and very carefully thought out. The picture that was posted on Facebook to promote this event with his glasses on the bridge of his nose said it all. If he heard something he didn't like or wanted to ponder a bit, he would peer over those glasses and say, "Is that so?" This may mean disapproval or a suggestion that you may need to rethink your position. When you look at the definition of a public servant, it's someone that gives back to the community without question. At great disadvantage to family life. We do that, and Wayne was a great example of doing that, to give back to his home. He did it as a public servant, as a dedicated firefighter, as a father, a husband, brother, friend.
I came up through the union movement, which unfortunately is being dwindled by the young of today, and it's a very important movement. It most certainly was the mainstay of middle class. It allowed you to buy houses and send your sons and daughters to college. That's being done away with now. People don't understand the importance of how long it took and what the union movement had to go through in order to get where it was. So I attribute any knowledge that I might have acquired to my being involved in the greatest union in America, as far as I'm concerned, and that's the International Association of Firefighters, for which I was on their Human Relations Committee and at the national level, and also as a union vice president and a union president for a small amount of time within the local 144, which is Brockton Firefighters of Mass. That was probably my crowning moment.
He was my brother. He accepted me as his brother. From the first day I got on the job, he was one of the first that I met. So to the Wayne's family, I want to thank you for sharing him with us all those years.
Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. The education I received and he quietly taught changed my life forever, for which I am eternally grateful. I miss Wayne from the bottom of my heart, just like a member of my family. Both my parents are only children, and I had no aunts and uncles. Wayne was like an uncle to me. He was a mentor, he was my friend, and I miss him dearly. Godspeed, Wayne. Suffer no more and rest in peace.
This is to the family of Wayne McCallister.
in the naming of the Brockton Street in his honor in acknowledgement of his tremendous contributions to the City of Champions. And Wayne was one of our true champions in the City of Brockton. So, God bless you.
When my family was notified about the possibility of a street being named in his honor, I have to admit that it was bittersweet. My initial reaction was sadness, but then I had a few laughs with my sister, knowing that had he been alive today to receive this honor, he would have called me and every single one of my siblings, my aunts, my uncles, and probably a few close friends and said, "Did you hear? Wayne McCallister way? When are you going to get a street named after you?" We all know it would have been his way of deflecting the embarrassment he would have felt to have such an honor bestowed upon him. Because nothing my father did was to advance politically or socially. He was sincere in his love for this community, his friends, and of course, his family.
They won't ever be able to say that I didn't begin something and finish it, or that I wasn't involved. Those are the two things that they'll never be able to say. No matter what they think about me or my involvement, they won't be able to say that.
We're walking out from the basement and back up to the front of the building. Wayne McCallister was a great man. The reason that segment was in episode 333 is it was 5 minutes and 33 seconds. Add that up, that's 333 seconds. Let's move on.
See how I'm running real fast. You didn't know real hard. You didn't know I jump so high. When I'm tired, I
Triathalon. It's 3 phases, it's intense, and Brockton Community Access was there to cover all the action. Take it away, boys.
Well, this is our 13th year, and we've been extremely lucky with the weather. Today's, if you're a competitor, it's a hot one. Bike, boat, run. They go 4 times around on the bike, and they got to go up Tower Hill 4 times, so that takes it out of your legs. And people come to this park and go, wow, this place is beautiful. A lot of good vibes. Talking to the mayor, I said, we would like to have a bike race up the park, and he said triathlon would be good up there, and I thought, yeah, that is a good idea. Well, myself and Bill McGrain put it together. We added Andy Baker for the boatyard and Mark Blandon for the runners. So we've had a core for a 4-person committee, and we've tweaked it here and there, but we got the distances where people seem to like them. They're not too long and not too easy. Just talking to some seasoned triathletes, and they said this was harder than I thought. So it's a small park, but it's got a good variety of hills and grades and so forth, so it's a lot of variety. proceeds always go to the Brockton Neighborhood Health Center, and they're not only the beneficiary, but they're a big help to us in terms of mailings and emails. One of their development officer, Michelle Pontrian, is on our committee, comes to some of our meetings, and they have a lot of good ideas about promotion and so forth. So they're not only the beneficiary, they're a real partner in the race. Okay, next year I promise to have, I'm putting myself on the spot, the biggest turnout we've had, because we're going to do a little more promotion, and we're going to get started right after this race, setting up for our dates for next year, putting it on active.com, and take advantage of the enthusiasm of people that just finished and go, wow, that was fun, let's do it again.
Well, that just about wraps up another successful DW Field Park Triathlon. Biking, boating, and running, of which I did none. Jay!